Introducing the all-new Atlas from La Terrain with all-new features like the stainless steel case.
Alright, so let's get into how you can make cool product videos from home.
One of the first things that's extremely important in this whole process is the ideation phase. So that's usually coming up with a script, making a shot list, and then grouping all those shots together so that you know what to shoot first versus what to shoot last. Whenever I'm shooting, I try to shoot the simple shots first and the least messiest, and then I go all the way down to where it's more complicated and messy. And of course, in order to get a video done, in general, you need gear. The gear that I'm using, I'm trying to use the most powerful light that I have, which is a 300D Mark II, as well as a Aperture 60X. Those are the two lights that I was using. I was using also an optical snoot. That way I could really focus that 300D power all into one spotlight. I also have like the Edelkrone Head 1, so that then I can get things spinning. And I used a drill, some barbecue skewers that I actually carved some holes into and everything so that I could string up the watch and make it spin freely. And of course I have my camera. I also have a slider that I've been using. I just recently got a new one, but this slider has been working great. I also found out that this slider has a different use, which I didn't think about until I was trying to come up with a way to have the drill be held while I have the watch spinning. So I actually used the slider over the whole table itself and made like a little hammock out of some gaffer's tape, and I stuck the drill in there and had it just hang freely, and it seemed to work pretty well, so that's kind of what I've gone with now. So when you get done with the ideation process, I needed somebody to do voiceover work. I could have done it myself, but I actually have connections to professional people who do it for a living, so thankfully I actually brought in one of I guess the local celebrities here in Raleigh, and he did the voiceover for me. Mark Roberts did an amazing job. I love working with him in my day job. And yeah, I'm so happy that I got to use the space that I've built out over in there. It's a very nice small little sound booth, I guess, made solely in a closet. It's really, really nice. So it was good to see some use being brought out of that. After the voiceover, after the shot listing, after the shot grouping, I got into the actual shooting process. So I was coming up with ideas while I was making the shot list to have different setups, and those different setups were for each shot, obviously. One of the difficult things that I found when I was starting to do the setups is that the watches are very, very reflective. So the glass, the case, the whole entire thing just reflects whatever's in the background. So I couldn't really use a blue screen or a green screen. I tried. It wouldn't key out very nicely because of the reflections. So instead I decided to actually put up just this big old piece of fabric that I had from back when I was doing light painting. So I just clipped it onto the bookshelf in the back and figured that if I at least had a clean background, then I would be able to magic mask it out a lot easier than if I were to try to key a green screen that's reflecting in a watch. The other difficult thing about a green screen is that I was using a probe lens, and I barely have enough powerful lights to make the probe lens somewhat usable. All my powerful lights were being used for the subject itself, and I didn't have anything that could light up the background that I would need. So I couldn't evenly light the green screen, so it also made keying that much more difficult. So for this specific video, I decided to kind of keep it more of like a harsh light, a little bit more bright corporate-y look, because one, it's in the clouds, and I figured it's closer to the sun, and there's not really much that could diffuse the light from there, and I figured it would be better to actually recreate the sun, not actually lean into a soft light look for this specific video. Now, whenever it comes down to shooting, I usually don't follow my shot list verbatim. I follow my shot grouping because it goes from easiest to most complex and cleanest to messiest. So if I follow that order, then I have my shot list to fall back on when I'm editing, and I usually use that as my guide for how I should edit the entire video. So when I got into the editing, it makes it very, very easy because everything is pretty much planned out before I even shoot. Sure, some things do change. That does happen. I do have to shift focus when certain things don't go right or how I thought that they would. But that's also part of the fun of doing this, is that you get to be creative in ways on how to solve the problems that you have at hand. So to sum it all up, I think that the easiest way to get videos done at your home is to plan it all out prior. It is really, really helpful to have a good shot list, a good script, and some good ideas that you can go off of. The best thing to do is just start. If you don't start, you won't finish. So I hope you guys learned something helpful today. If you guys enjoyed the video, please comment down below something that you enjoyed. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Introducing the all-new Atlas from La Terrain with all-new features like the stainless steel case, sapphire scratch-resistant glass, and the sunburnt black dials. This quartz watch is built for the bold and the cunning. Rule the night with midnight black or conquer the day with silver sky. Show up in style to your next meeting. La Terrain.